Alright, so what I'm going to be doing today is kind of explaining some of my upcoming projects and kind of how I afford to do this on a budget. I don't make a lot of money a year. I make about 20 an hour, 22 an hour. Pretty good money for my area. Used to be real good money, but now it's not. But I'm going to kind of explain how I'm able to afford having 4 TJs and a 1 ton that barely gets used and fucking trailers and all that other crap. So we're going to start by showing you my current project. Well, this is after the first of the year. This is going to be our $2,000 budget TJ. So this whole Jeep will be trail ridden. It'll be a title, trail ridden. Maybe not street legal, but we're going to try to go street legal. But we're going to put this thing together for under $2,000. Not including labor, just 2,000 cash dollars. I paid $2,000 for the Jeep. Then I paid about $150 to go get it, so I already ran a budget. But there's a brand new slip yoke eliminator and drive shaft in the rear. I was about to buy one for the Sahara, so I'm taking a little discount because it was used, but it was actually all brand new in box. So technically, I've got a little less than that in it. I'll figure out my accounting later to make it fair towards the build and the idea of the build. But that's one of the first things I do. Whenever you're buying something, sell what you can and you don't need off of it. So I'm going to try to sell these doors if I can get what I want out of them. I'm really wanting about $500 for those doors, even though that one's dented in. If I can get them fixed and together, they'll bring $500 to $800 as decent doors. This rear back bumper with the tie carrier, it's a little too nice for what I'm going to do with this Jeep, especially being a trail rig. So I'm going to sell that to myself. I think I paid $150 for the one that was on my TYJ. So, we'll be able to sell, the bumper. We already sold the slip yoke. This bumper here, we're going to sell that to myself. Sell the doors on the open market. See if we can get that thing under about $1,200. The big thing is like I said, nobody really wanted to buy it because it was a wrecked and rolled TJ. I let the guy make his own price on it. He was wanting $3 for it, which is pretty reasonable. But it didn't run or drive. He wouldn't crank it. And I knew nothing about it, so it was kind of a gamble. I lucked out. I got home, put a battery on it, fired right up, and ran. So I got kind of lucky on it, but you tend to get lucky at not enough if you're looking for it. And I would still do the project even with a blown motor or a bad transmission. It would just be a little bit more involved. That one's going to be ready by March, April. This is another budget TJ I have. So one thing about TJs, if you buy them, if you can buy one with a hard top and hard doors, it doesn't cost you but an extra $500 to $1,000 to get those. And you could sell them or trade them off and get $1,000 off. So this TJ right here, I traded a K5 I had for it. I don't know if y'all saw the Cuck V. I traded the Cuck V K5 for it, and I traded a square body for that, and I traded the old 2-stroke Freightliner for that. So I've got about $5,000 trade value in this, but that hardtop, it sold for $1,200. These doors, they're going to bring about $800. So that gets us all the way down to $300. The tires are decent. And then we're going to sell this winch bumper set off. We're actually going to sell it to the Sahara. I've got fucking terrible allergies this morning. But we're going to have to do a little bit of work. It's got some rust. It's got some issues. But it's a 4.0 5-speed. So we'll be into this one as kind of a trail Jeep for under 5. Maybe more than 5. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see how deep we go into it. So we're about 3 right now. I could probably get into that one and get it ready to sell for about $4,500. If I do the rust repair, closer to $5,000. So that one I got into it fairly cheap. The guy wanted $6,000 for it, but because I had traded some stuff around and I made some sales, I'm sitting in it cash right now for like $3,800. It's running, driving's only got 100,000 miles. This Jeep, which is the Sahara, y'all know, we're keeping it, which is a problem. But I traded, I think, what did I have for this? Let's see, I think I started with about $1,500 or $2,000 in a K5 took it, traded it, flipped it around, and after about 2 months, I traded a Chevy Z71 that I bought or traded for this. So I've only got about $2,000 in this Jeep here. Now take it. This is the one that we just rebuilt the transmission. I actually rebuilt the transmission, so it may not work. And then the transfer case, as you see, it has that brand new Rugged Ridge slip yoke eliminator on it. That came out of that 05. Drive shafts, we're not sure if they're going to be the same length, but brand new drive shaft never even got used before the guy rolled it. So even though that's selling myself, I'm not really making money. But, and then we're re-gearing this one on a budget because it's 307s because obviously it's a 4.0. But these are the carriers and ring and pinion out of the rolled TJ we have. We didn't pay a lot of money for. But this whole build, re-gear, rebuilt transmission, upgraded transfer case will cost me actual value probably around $4,000. And it's a 4.0 Sahara. It's got some miles on it. But the motor's an 04 model. We know that because of the intake and the flex plate, which has a bolt wrong. When they motor swapped it, they did a really bad job. They also did a really bad job at rebuilding the transmission. All the parts were new. It's just something wasn't right in there. So here's the exhaust things left behind the Jeep. But in general, I'm going to try to do a couple of videos and stuff kind of explaining how you flip stuff and make a little money on it, or not even make money on it, how you just kind of are able to build your toys for no money but a little bit of labor. So even like the problem child here, it started off as a $3,000 2.5 YJ. It had like 113,000, 114,000 when I got it, but it had a bad motor. But everything on this Jeep right here, if I haven't made money on it, yeah, I think I've made money on everything I've got off this. Even the wheels, which they're tired. Tires are freaking flat, but I think I paid like $250 for the doors. The seats I stole out of a CJ I had. The hard top came off a scrambler. I parted off. Even the bumpers and the winch, all of that. I think I might have $3,500, $4,000 in that Jeep, and that's including the whole 4.0 swap with a reman motor that I picked up out of another Jeep. So, yeah. But I'll try to make better videos and figure out how to do this.